Forget MBT. I test with 90 questions that you take at work out of boredom and still don't understand who you are. Seriously, if I hear I'm an introvert because I like quiet one more time, I'm going to develop a twitch. Because 80% of people who call themselves introverts are actually just burned out extroverts who ran out of battery. In this video, 7 simple signs that tell you in 60 seconds whether you're actually an introvert or just socially exhausted and desperately need a break from people. Test yourself as you watch. Ready to find out the truth? Let's go. Point 1. How you feel after a party. A real introvert feels drained right away, even on the way home. A socially exhausted person is the opposite. They're having fun at the party, joking around, socializing. But the next day it suddenly hits them. I don't want to see anyone. That's not introversion. That's a delayed social bill your body sends you late. Mini test. Think about the last party you went to. Did you feel drained in the moment or the next day? Point 2. How you feel about phone calls. An introvert doesn't like calls in general, even from their best friend. An exhausted person doesn't like calls right now, specifically this week, but in a month they'd happily talk for 3 hours if the thought, a call is something new. That's exhaustion, not personality. Point 3 is being alone a rest or a default, a classic marker. For an introvert, being alone is the stable default. They're fine with it 90% of the time. For a burned out person, being alone is specifically a form of recovery after overload, a temporary state they want to leave once their battery comes back. Point 4. How you react to meeting new people. An introvert gets tense meeting new people in general, regardless of their current state. An exhausted person meets new people just fine when rested and dreads it when worn out. The difference is consistency of the reaction. Point 5. Do you feel guilty about not wanting to socialize? Here's a subtle point. A real introvert doesn't feel guilty. They just live the way that's comfortable for them. A socially exhausted person feels guilty because they remember enjoying socializing before and don't understand what's wrong with them now. Challenge. Pause right now and honestly ask yourself, are you fine with not socializing or are you sad that you don't feel like it? Point 6. How long has this been going on? A key marker. If I don't want to see anyone has been going on for years consistently, that's a personality trait. If it hit in the last couple of weeks or months, especially after a stressful period, work, exams, moving, that's burnout, not introversion. Point 7. How you react to people you actually love. And the most honest test. A real introvert sometimes needs alone time, even from the people closest to them. That's normal and has nothing to do with exhaustion. But if you don't even want to see the people you're usually comfortable and happy around, that's not personality. That's a red flag for emotional burnout. All right, let's be real. Introversion isn't a diagnosis or an excuse. It's just how your brain recharges. Social exhaustion is a signal that you've been running on fumes for too long without recharging. Confusing the two is the most common mistake, because the second one is fixed with rest and the first one isn't because it's not a condition. If you recognized yourself in the suddenly and lately points, that doesn't mean you're broken. It means your body is asking for a break, not a permanent move to a deserted island with no Wi-Fi. If you made it this far in silence without answering 3 messages in your group chat, congrats! You passed the test 100%.